Hey guys, what's up? This is the Wizard here for the UofT Starcraft Club, and today I will be doing the first ever section of the office hours that our co-president Nick was talking about. And basically what this is going to be is basically you send in one of your replays from your ladder game, a custom game or whatever, and we try and get the name panels up here and stuff. And then we will take a look at it. We being me and Tim, I think is the other guy who's going to be on board with me to help me do this. We'll take a look at it, and then we are going to analyze it in depth. We're going to help try and refine your build orders, maybe point out what could have been done better, what was done really well, and basically just overall try and make you play a little better by analyzing your replays and helping you, giving you tips that you can implement in your games every day. So our first replay we have here is from Chocomilk. He's the club member. He's Nick. He was brave enough to volunteer one of his replays for our first ever episode, and he's going to be going up against this red Terran down here, spawning in close air positions, Metalopolis. And yeah, so we're just going to go through this replay pretty quickly. I'm going to pause it at the spots where I want to talk about. But basically this Terran is going to do a big one-base play, and it's going to be up to Nick to defend it. And he does defend it pretty well, but we're going to point out where he could have perhaps done stuff a little better, maybe made some better build order decisions and stuff like that, and maybe a few micro tricks too that would have helped him defend it a little better. His build order is going to be a 1-gate expo. There's his first gateway in cybernetics core is 1 gas, and this Terran is going to be going for some early marauder pressure. And by early marauder pressure, I mean like super early marauder pressure, and some bunkers to try and kill off Nick's expo there. So Tim pointed out to me that this is the first thing he thought was a little odd with Nick's build. He gets a sentry instead of getting a more traditional stalker first instead of the sentry. The stalker allows you a few more kiting possibilities and stuff like that, but as you can see, this guy's already getting concussive shells, so I don't know how well that would have worked. But usually with this build, you get a stalker first because stalkers are just pretty good, and they help you deal with marauders a lot more effectively than zealots and sentries do. And so concussive shell is about to finish. 2 marauders pop out for this guy, CabrisFRG, CabrisFRG, and there's 2 more gateways. I feel like it's really good that Nick decided to add on these 2 gateways this early. The cybernetics core, or the warp gate research, is almost finished. Nick probably sees what's coming his way, and there's another part coming up here where I feel like we should pause and discuss. So here we go. We got Nick here with his zealot and his sentry, and this guy's just rallying marines across the map and bringing actually another SCV and setting up a bunker right outside this nexus. Now, this nexus isn't going to die. There's no way this nexus can possibly get killed unless Nick just stayed in his base for like the rest of the game. It's got 1,000 shields, 1,000 life, and warp gate research is about 20 seconds, 15 seconds almost from completing. Guess how much a force field lasts for? 15 seconds. So here we're going to see Nick move out down the ramp against this way superior force with just these 3 units here: the sentry, the stalker, and the zealot. I think this is probably a really bad idea. This force field would have held him back, and now we're going to see Nick lose not only the zealot but the sentry too, and he's not going to do that much damage to any of these units. He's going to kill off this marine, and he's going to lose a sentry too. I think if Nick just waited 15 seconds, it's not like this guy could have come up his ramp, he had a force field there, waited for these warp gates to finish, and then just flooded with like 2 stalkers and a zealot, he could have just went down there and just crushed his attack one in which is one go, because these Marines that are coming in aren't going to do much. The Marauders are the big deal that you got to worry about here, because they're the ones that are hitting the Stalkers heavily. Another little micro trick you could have done was use the Stalker to try and pick off the SCV that was building the bunker here. That's something that Tim pointed out to me. And yeah, I think he just overreacted a little bit in a crisis management moment. Oh shit, he's going to lose his Nexus or something. But yeah, this Nexus isn't going to go down to just 2 Marauders and some Marines. Like, this is pressure. It's not intended to kill you, so a bit of an overreaction there. He lost, I think, too much there, and he probably could have finished that attack a little easier, or fended off that attack a little easier. But now we see him warping some Zealots. He's going to come down here. Zealots are pretty good against Marauders. Slice up the Marines. Kill the bunker. Kill the Marauders. Of course, he could have microed these a little better, and he's going to fend off the pressure. So now we're at a point in time where this Terran is pretty behind. He doesn't have a base up. I mean, the work counts aren't that different, especially with the Mule. But Nick's going to jump ahead in the worker count quite a bit, and this is another point where we're going to have to pause and talk about maybe the decision making here that's going on here. So Nick, after he holds off this pressure, he puts up this robotics facility, which is a brilliant idea. Held off the attack. Feels like he's going to be safe for a little while, so you know he's got his expansion up and stuff like that. He's taking a second gas, so yeah, teching is fine. That's perfect. Yeah, teching's fine and perfect and stuff, and he's gonna get an observer out, which is perfect. And he has all these units here: 5 Stalkers, 4 Stalkers. I thought he warped in some more. 4 Stalkers, 2 Zealots, a Sentry. I would have really liked for Nick to bring a probe along with this attack, and then maybe throw up a pylon here, put down another gateway here. You can see he's got the minerals for it, and then start just applying some pressure to this Terran front. The Terran does have stim done, but I mean, what's up here? Some 5 Marines and 1 Marauder, and Nick has 4 Stalkers, 2 Zealots, and a Sentry. Guardian Shield's not up yet, but it would probably be up by the time he did it. I would have really liked to see Nick throw down a proxy pylon here, and maybe just start putting on some pressure to this Terran front. There's no bunkers here. Like, I'm pretty sure that Nick probably could have broken this front down. But, you know, he sees the 2 medevacs, and he sees a pretty substantial amount of units, 2 Marauders. With the medevacs, I guess it would kind of make for a dicey play. But I think he could have done some pressure here. Maybe picked off a few Marines, a supply depot or 2. He could have picked off his tech lab that was researching combat shields. But, yeah, he goes back to his base. And this is another thing where I'm going to pause and just talk about. I do not like this idea at all. He's got the robotics facility out, but I don't know if he was doing this Twilight Council in reaction to something. Maybe seeing the medevacs, he wanted to get Blink or something. But as we're going to see, Nick doesn't even use this Twilight Council. So I think it would be a much better idea if he maybe didn't even use his Twilight Council, or didn't even make this Twilight Council, put up a forge or 2 forges, started chronoing out some upgrades. I think that would have been way better for him if he did that. So yeah, this Twilight Council I really do not like, because it serves absolutely no purpose. But yeah, he's got his observer over the Terran army. This is one thing that I do like quite a bit, is that Nick is posturing his Stalkers to try and intercept any drops. And as you can see, he's putting pylons all around the edge of his base. That's just a really good tactic to do, especially when you're playing against a Terran. I don't think these could have caught this drop. I mean, I don't think he could have been surprised by this drop, because he's got an observer right there. But yeah, I think he would have liked to see him be a bit more active with this observer. But now he sees the SCVs being pulled, all this stuff coming his way, and smartly throws up 2 more gateways. I think he could have thrown those up a little bit earlier. Warps in some Zealots. And this engagement right here is a little dicey. I think he could have handled this a little better. He's got the Guardian Shield, Immortals, and tons of damage. Probably microing the Stalkers a little bit more to pick off the medevacs here. But I mean, there's a ton of SCVs in that attack, so yeah. I like this, warping in the Zealots down on the low ground for a flank, surrounding the Terran army. Another thing I think he could have done a lot better was maybe pulled some probes. Like, he's way ahead in workers. It's 15 SCVs to 32 probes. But he pulls probes a little late. He probably could have pulled them a little early and ended this game quicker. But as we're going to see, probes come in, attack gets cleaned up, and Buddy leaves the game. So yeah, there you go. First episode of Office Hours. Just us looking at your replays and explaining, analyzing them in depth, telling you where you could have done things a little better, where you did things really well, and how to improve your game a little bit. And hopefully Nick finds this useful. And in the future, you can send all your replays to UofT or UofT Starcraft at gmail.com, and I will definitely be looking through those and picking out some good ones. If you're Bronze League, if you're Silver League, if you're Grandmaster League, just send them in. If the Grandmasters, I'd be able to analyze their replays and perhaps give some tips to some of the other members of the club. So yeah, there it is. This is the Wizard for the UofT Starcraft Club signing off, and hope to see some replays from you guys soon.